What's up, guys? We got this week's best UFC bets coming at you live for UFC 313 Pereira versus Ankalaev. And I'm excited for this fight card. There are a ton of great matchups on this card. So let's go ahead and get right into it with my lock of the week being Justin the Highlight Gaethje over Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev is taking this on short notice, a week's notice at that. Not only that, he has previously got beaten by Justin Gaethje before. And if Gaethje can beat him once, I believe Gaethje can beat him twice. And I think that Rafael Fiziev coming off of that leg injury is a huge factor. I mean, Justin Gaethje is one of the hardest leg kickers in the division, if not the hardest leg kicker in the division. So that is a big factor. Not only that, I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Justin Gaethje because of the fact that he got slumped by Max Holloway. But let's not forget, in that fight, Max Holloway did break Gaethje's nose in the first or second round early in the fight, and that affected him throughout the entire fight. Here, I feel like it's going to be a completely different story. You're going to get the old Justin Gaethje, the one that slept Dustin Poirier, and is going to possibly sleep Rafael Fiziev, to be completely honest. He's seen all of Rafael Fiziev's moves. He was preparing for Dan Hooker, who is a better striker than Rafael Fiziev, and a more well-rounded fighter than Rafael Fiziev. So I just think that this favors Justin Gaethje even more. And it's honestly crazy to see that he is a underdog plus money, whatever you want to call it. It is insane that Justin Gaethje is an underdog. I mean, I really just can't fathom it, to be completely honest, especially against somebody that he has already beaten. I don't understand it. So I have to pick Justin Gaethje as the lock of the week. His line is tremendous, great value, and over somebody he's already beaten and is going to beat again in Rafael Fiziev. Give me Justin Gaethje, the highlight, as the lock of the week over Rafael Fiziev. And let's go ahead and run it to my most confident picks of this week in Joshua Van to start it off over Rei Tatsuda. I think that Joshua Van can beat Rei Tatsuda. I mean, he just recently beat Cody Durden, who was number 15th. So I feel like this is a huge step down in competition against a Rei Tatsuda who is coming up from the road to UFC, which is known not to have the best competition. And then you throw him in the cage with somebody like Joshua Van, who's number 15 in rankings. I don't really understand it. I gotta go with Joshua Van. I think that he's going to snub the takedowns, use his grappling defensively to stick on the feet, and just outstrike, outwork, and outdog a Rei Tatsuda. I see him using those shots to the body and mixing them up to the head really, really well, kind of eating away at that midsection of Rei Tatsuda and really just breaking him down round after round, slowly eating away, and then finding the knockout shot. I think that Joshua Van is live to knock out Rei Tatsuda. I really do. I think this is a huge step up in competition that Tatsuda is not ready for, and he's going to hit a brick wall in Joshua Van. And sitting at a negative 175, I like the money line straight down the middle for Joshua Van. You get great odds in terms of money line or even parlay. Throw him in a parlay. I'm confident with Joshua Van. I really think he beats the undefeated Rei Tatsuda and checks him. And the knockout sitting at a plus 260, I like the knockout. I think that he knocks out Rei Tatsuda. I think he eats away at that midsection and really damages him and really just dominates, to be completely honest. I think it's second round knockout. I really think that Joshua Van is kind of a slow starter, so I see a second or third round knockout happening for Joshua Van. And let's go ahead and run it to the next confident pick in Mauricio Rufy over Bobby Green. I like Rufy over Bobby Green. I do. I think Bobby Green, coming to the later end of his career, lost to Paddy Pimblett and has been looking a lot slower and a lot more clunky on the feet. And now you throw him in there with somebody like Mauricio Rufy, who is a highly touted prospect on the rise with dangerous knockout power, and I feel like a knockout is on the rise, to be completely honest. I think that King Green keeps his hands down too low, And I think the straight shot of Mauricio Rufy is going to find the target and lay King Green out. I think Rufy is too slick on the feet. He has phenomenal footwork. He uses his footwork to put himself in the best positions to use that power to the best of his abilities. And I see it happening here, and I see him laying out King Green on the floor, sitting at a negative 450 straight down the middle for his money line. I mean, the value is there, but it's a little shaky. So I went ahead and threw in the knockout sitting at a negative 135. I like it. I really think the straight shot down the middle is going to be Mauricio Rufy's choice, and I think he's going to lay out King Green with that straight shot. And let's go ahead and run it to the next confident pick in Curtis Blades over Rizvan Kuniev. Rizvan Kuniev is making his UFC debut against a number 5 ranked heavyweight. Yes, Rizvan Kuniev is no bum, no slouch, but he is going up against Curtis Blades. Everybody wants to write off Curtis Blades because he lost to Tom Aspinall, the interim champion who has tremendous skill, and then the loss to Sergey Pavlovich. I mean, those are top 5 ranked UFC fighters, and now you throw him in there with somebody who is making his UFC debut, who is no bum, no slouch, has skills, but I just think that Curtis Blades is better. I really do. I think striking-wise, he's a lot better striking from the outside. Even in the inside close distance, I think Curtis Blades can land some nice uppercuts and some nice elbows and mix it up really well against Rizvan. I think Rizvan is going to look to grapple and is not going to find a lot of success in that. I think Curtis Blades is going to be able to keep this to the feet, and you're going to see Curtis Blades land a knockout shot and put Rizvan Kuniev out. I think that coming into this UFC debut against a number 5 ranked UFC fighter is a hell of a task, and I just don't see Rizvan Kuniev being able to climb that task and complete it. I got to go with Curtis Blades. Sitting at a negative 300, I think that his line is perfect. I think that it shows that the odds are really in the favor of Curtis Blades, and I think he's going to land a brutal knockout over Rizvan Kuniev. And let's go ahead and run it to my next confident pick in Carlos Leal over Alex Morano. I got to go with Leal. I mean, Alex Morano has lost time and time against Nico Price, against Daniel Rodriguez, who are just, to be completely honest, not the greatest fighters. Like, by any means, they're not top-ranked fighters. They're good fighters, but they're not amongst the best. So in this one, I got to go with Carlos Leal. I think that he can beat Alex Morano. I do, however, think that this is going to end in decision because of the fact that Alex Morano has been up against 2 power punchers in Daniel Rodriguez and Nico Price. They both have devastating knockout power. They both hit him with some clean, crisp shots on the feet, and he ate it and he kept slugging back. So I am going to say that this fight ends in decision, sitting at a plus 210. Obviously, straight down the middle money line, sitting at a negative 800 is hard to get value. So I went ahead and threw in the decision at plus 210. I think it's live to hit the cards, and I think it will. Like I said, Alex Morano has been up against power punchers before and is going up against a power puncher here, and I think he can eat the shots, survive, but ultimately I think it's still going to be Carlos Leal absolutely outworking, outdamaging, and getting the better of a Alex Morano all 3 rounds. I really think it's going to be a absolutely dominant performance by Carlos Leal. And let's go ahead and run it to my underdog picks of this week in Jalen Turner and Bruno Vieira. I like both of these underdogs. I really do. I think both of them can hit. Bruno Vieira going up against Arman Petrosyan. Arman Petrosyan is a tactician. He's very technical, but I feel like Bruno Vieira, with his power and his overhand right, I think he can land it. I really do. I think that Arman Petrosyan leaves an opening for that overhand, and I think that you cannot do that against somebody like Bruno Vieira, who has devastating knockout power and knows how to use that overhand right and has sat down multiple people with that overhand right. I gotta favor Bruno Vieira. I think that he's gonna turn this into a brawl where he thrives, and he's going to absolutely pressure, be in the face of Arman Petrosyan, landing and throw that overhand right, and I think he's gonna land that overhand right, putting out Arman Petrosyan. I really do. I think that this is a dog fight, and I think the dog winner is going to be Bruno Vieira, sitting at a plus 115. I like the odds. The odds are great for this. I mean, plus 115 is money for Bruno Vieira. I think that he's going to outstrike, outwork, and outdog an Arman Petrosyan and land a overhand right that could knock out Arman Petrosyan. And let's run it to the next dog in Jalen Turner over Ignacio Bahamondes. I get it. Jalen Turner has a lot of hate because of the fact that he laid out Moicano and then tried to do a walk-off knockout. So his fight IQ isn't the best. But obviously he went back, he saw that, he noticed his mistakes, and never ever, I feel like, is he going to try and do a walk-off knockout again. I feel like Jalen Turner has exceptional striking skills. He kind of lacks in the fight IQ skills, but he has the knockout power. He has really good striking. He's able to close the distance. He's able to find that target. And I feel like he's going to be able to do it here against Ignacio Bahamondes. This is a step up in competition for Bahamondes. This is a step down in competition for Jalen Turner. Let's not forget, Jalen Turner has been in there with Dan Hooker, Mateus Gamrot, and a lot of other great fighters. So I got to favor Jalen Turner. I think that experience is going to come in handy, and I think he's going to be able to knock out Ignacio Bahamondes, to be completely honest. I think that this is going to be a striker's fest in which it's going to be a very back and forth war between these two, in which I think Jalen Turner lands a knockout shot. And let's go ahead and run it to my Degen Props of this week. In the first one to start it off is Carlos Leal by decision, which I brought up earlier. Like I said, sitting at a plus 210, I think that Carlos Leal goes the distance with Alex Morano. He's been in there with multiple power punchers, and Daniel Rodriguez and Nico Price has survived some devastating shots from them, and I think he could survive some devastating shots from Carlos Leal and make it to the scorecard. I think that sitting at a plus 210 is perfect value, and I really see this fight hitting the cards. I think it's going to be a very tit-for-tat back and forth where Carlos Leal gets the better of Alex Morano and it hits the scorecards. And the other Degen prop I like is Joshua Van via knockout, like I also said before. Sitting at a plus 260, I think that he eats away at the midsection of Ray Tatsuda, and I see him knocking him out. I really do. I think his combinations are quick. I think that he's more explosive and more powerful than Ray Tatsuda. I also think that this is a huge step up in competition that Tatsuda is just not going to be ready for, and he's going to run into a brick wall in Joshua Van, and he's going to get knocked out. Sitting at a plus 260, I love the odds. And let's go ahead and run it to the next Degen prop in Mauricio Rufy by knockout. I like Mauricio Rufy by knockout, sitting at a negative 135. I think he knocks out Bobby Green with a straight shot down the middle. Like I said, Bobby Green keeps his hands down too low and leaves the opening for the straight shots. And who other than Mauricio Rufy with the best straight shot to land? I got to go with Mauricio Rufy. I think he lands that straight shot down the middle and puts him out. And let's go ahead and run it to my parlays of this week. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think of the video in the comments. And also check out the Flock. We do members only streams, members only shorts, members only lives, members only group bets every Wednesday. So make sure you guys tune into the Flock in the description below. And let's go ahead and run it to, we got my parlays. As these parlays go on, they get more degen, more risky, so keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and start with the first parlay in Leal moneyline, Blades moneyline, sitting at a negative 200. I think that this is safe. I like both sides of it. I think Alex Morano has looked a lot worse as of lately, has lost to Nico Price, has lost to Daniel Rodriguez, and I think he's going to lose to Leal. I really do. I think Leal has the tools to beat him. I think that Morano has looked a lot slower and a lot more clunkier in his striking, so I got to favor Leal. And then on the other side of it, you got Blades money line, and Blades is number 5 ranked in the UFC going up against a debuter. So I got to favor Blades in this. And then with the next parlay, we got Van money line, Ruffy money line, sitting at a negative 116. I think it's safe. I like Van. I really think he's going to eat away at that midsection of Rei Tatsuda. Not to mention, this is a step up in competition for Rei Tatsuda, whereas it's a step down in competition for Joshua Van, who previously beat number 15 ranked in Cody Durden. So I got to favor Van. And then we got Ruffy over Bobby Green, where I think Ruffy is going to absolutely starch Bobby Green. Bobby Green leaves his hands down too low and is open for straight shots, and who other than Ruffy to land a straight shot with devastating knockout power and lethal accuracy? I gotta favor Ruffy. I really think that straight down the middle shot is wide open for him, and I think he's gonna land it. And let's throw it to the next parlay in Van moneyline, Ruffy moneyline, and Leo moneyline, sitting at a plus 112 plus money. I love the value, love the odds. I gave you reasons why those three are confident and why they should win, and I believe that they will. And then let's throw it to the next parlay in Blades moneyline, Pereira moneyline, sitting at a plus 193. A little bit shakier, seeing as Pereira is a dog, but I think he beats Arman Petrosian, and I think Blades beats Rizvan Kuniev. I really do. And let's go ahead and throw it to the next parlay in Van moneyline and Gaethje moneyline, sitting at a plus 277. I love this parlay. I really love this parlay. I like Gaethje, lock of the week. Van is one of the most confident picks I have, so I combined them for a plus 277, and I love the value on that one. I think that one should definitely hit. And let's go ahead and run it to the next parlay in Van moneyline, Ruffy moneyline, and Gaethje moneyline, sitting at a plus 346. Maybe you want to add Ruffy into the mix to get a little bit better of odds. I like that as well. I think Ruffy beats King Green. Like I said, that straight shot down the middle is open, and I think he's going to find it, and I think he's going to starch Green. Joshua Van, eat away at that midsection of Rei Tatsuda and beat him via knockout. Gaethje, he's going to mix it up to the head, to the body, use those leg kicks as well on Fiziev, who recently came off a leg injury, so I got to favor Gaethje. He's also beat him before, so again, got to favor Gaethje. Sitting at plus 346, that is a live parlay. And let's go to the next parlay in Pereira moneyline, Gaethje moneyline, the underdog parlay, sitting at a plus 452. We are getting a lot of value out of these parlays, guys. I love the value. And let's go ahead and run it to the next parlay, which is a Degen parlay in Pereira moneyline, Ruffy moneyline, Blades moneyline, and Turner moneyline, sitting at a plus 634. I love the odds. Maybe you don't feel confident in Turner. You could take him off, and it's sitting at like a plus 590, 580. So that is something else you could also do. But I like Turner. I really do. I think he beats Ignacio Bahamondes. I know he made a simple IQ mistake in his Moicano fight, but I think that he's not going to make that mistake again. He has lethal striking. He has devastating knockout power, and I think that he's going to catch a Ignacio Bahamondes. And let's go ahead and run it to the next Degen parlay in Pereira moneyline, Van moneyline, Ruffy moneyline, and Gaethje moneyline, sitting at a plus 926. That is the Degen parlay. I think it's live to hit. I honestly see Pereira beating Arman Petrosian. I think he can outdog him. I think he can turn it into a brawl and outstrike him. Van, like I said, a step down in competition to face Rei Tatsuda, where he beat Cody Durden before, so I gotta favor Van. Ruffy, those straight shots down the middle, gotta favor Ruffy. Gaethje, leg kicks, not only that, he has previously beaten Rafael Fiziev, so I think he can beat him again. So I really like the odds on that one. And let's start to the super Degen parlay in Gaethje moneyline, Pereira moneyline, and Turner moneyline, sitting at a plus 984. Nearly 1,000. So I love this. These are 3 straight underdogs that I believe are definitely going to win. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.